Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at the if function in Excel. So here we have a scenario entitled Rainy Day Decisions. Imagine you're the principal of the school and you have to decide whether school will be open or closed based on the weather forecast. Here's the rule. If it rains, school will be closed. If it doesn't rain, school will be open. It will rain if the temperature is above 60 degrees. So here's the rule. If it rains, school will be closed. If it doesn't rain, school will remain open. And it will rain if the temperature is above 60 degrees. So we are going to use the if function to assist us in making this decision. So let me quickly pull up an Excel document. So here we have it. On Monday, the weather temperature is 25 degrees. So we now want to know the weather condition and the school status. And below the first table, we have a second one that highlights the rules. So if the temperature is above 60 degrees, then it will rain, so it will result in no school. But if the temperature is below 60 degrees, then there will be no rain and school will keep. So let's use the if function to assist us in making these decisions. So here we go. Equal if, open bracket, highlight the cell. So if B3 is greater than 60, comma, open quotation. So if it is greater than 60, then it will rain, close quotation. But if it is not greater than 60, then there will be no rain. Close bracket, enter. So there we have it. The weather temperature is 25, which simply means that it is below 60 degrees, so hence there will be no rain. We're also going to use the if function to assist us in deciding the school status, so whether school will keep or not. So there we have equal if, open bracket, the same cell, which would be B3, greater than 60, comma, open quotation. So if it is greater than 60, then no school, close quotation. But if it is not greater than 60, then there will be school, so school will keep. Close quotation, close bracket, enter. So there we have it. On Monday, the weather temperature is at 25 degrees, so hence there will be no rain, and as a result, school will keep. So I'm just going to use the autofill or the fill handle to do the same for Tuesday. So we click into the active cell, we come to the bottom right corner, wait for the cursor to change to a black plus, and then we drag it down to the second. So there we have it. On Tuesday, there will be rain, and as a result, so click into the active cell, bottom right hand, drag it down. There we have it, no school. So on Tuesday, the weather temperature is at 70 degrees. So this is simply saying that the weather temperature is above 60 degrees. So hence it will rain, and as such there will be no school. So this is how we use the if function in Excel. Let's get back to the PowerPoint. So at the end of the video, students will be able to explain the purpose of the if function. They will be able to identify comparisons that can be used in an if function, and also they will be able to use the if function to carry out calculations in a spreadsheet. So the if function. The if function is used for making decisions. The if function tests for a condition, and then depending on the result of the test, it performs one of two calculations. And we would have seen that in the engagement activity that was just done. So wherein we had if the temperature was above 60 degrees, then it would rain, and as a result, there would have been no school. The following comparisons can be used in an if function. So in the if function, you can compare two things to make decisions. And these are the comparisons that we can use. So we can use the equal, the not equal, the less than or equal to, the greater than, or the greater than or equal to. So with the equal, this checks if two things are the same. So if cell A3 is equal to a certain figure, then this action should be done, and if not, then that action should be done. The not equal, it checks if two things are different. And please note the sign. So we have the less than sign followed by the greater than sign. The less than, this check if one thing is smaller than the other. And you can use your left hand to remember the less than sign. We also have the less than or equal to, and this checks if one thing is smaller than or the same as the other. We also have greater than, and this checks if one thing is bigger than the other. And you can use your right hand to assist you in remembering the greater than sign. And then we have the greater than or equal to. And this checks if one thing is bigger than or the same as the other. So you see, these comparisons, they help the if function know what to do depending on the answer. So there we have the format of the if function. So this is what we will input in the spreadsheet cell. Equal if, open bracket, we put our logical test. So our logical test would be the condition. It is used to determine what action to take based on a certain condition. So in the example that we have below, if B3, so B3 right there, greater than 50 would be the logical test, because that's the condition. So if B3 is greater than 50, then we would want to see pass, and pass right there would signifies the value if true. So if a person scores, if the person in cell B3 score is above 50, then we would want the word pass to appear beside such person or such score. But if it is that the person's score is below 50, then we would want the word fail to appear. So hence the format equal if, open bracket, logical test, comma, open quotation, you put the value that you would want to appear if the answer is true, close quotation, comma, open another quotation, value if false. So if it is not true, what would you want to appear? Then close quotation, close bracket. So now let's get right into some demonstration. So here we have a pass or fail list. So we have a list of students, we have their grades, and we want to use the if function to assist us in making some decision whether or not these students would have passed or failed. And there's the rule to our right. So it says that if the person score above 70%, then they would have passed. But if they score below 70%, then they would have failed. So we are going to use the if function to assist us in making these decisions. So John Brown, he would have scored 85, Rosalie Dockery 50, Jack Gray 48, Sarah White 92, David Green 76, Emily Black 89, and Michael Blue 95. Alright, so I'm going to click in the status cell that is in C3 beside John Brown. So I'm going to enter the if function. So equal if, open bracket, highlight the cell containing the grade. So that's B3. So equal if, open bracket, B3 is greater than, use your right hand to assist you. So if it is greater than 70, comma, then you would want the word pass to appear in the cell, close quotation, but if it is below 70, then you would want the word fail to appear. And you close the bracket and you press enter and let the if function makes the decision. And there we have it. John Brown would have passed because this person would have acquired a score above 70. Let's attempt one more for Rosalie Dockery, and then we're going to use the fill handle to complete the others. Equal if, open bracket, the cell, so that's B4, greater than 70, followed by a comma, followed by the open quotation. So if this score is above 70, then we want to see pass. So that's the value if true. But if the value is false, if this is not her score, if it's not above 70, then we would want to see fail. So value if false would be fail. Close bracket, enter. So Rosalie Dockery would have failed. So as you can see, we're practically using the same function. We're just using if a particular cell is greater than 70, then passed or fail. So we don't need to type that in for all of them. We can just go ahead and use the fill handle. So we click into the cell, make it active, come to the bottom right corner, realize the cursor changes to a black cross, and we drag it all the way down to the final person. And there we have it. And if we click on the last person, when you check back in the formula bar, the formula is still there. So if you have any question as it pertains to the if function, then you can go ahead and leave those questions in the comment section below, and I won't go without giving you a chance to try one. So this is your activity. So we have Smith's department store, we have some employees' name, we have their hours that they worked, and we want to decide, so we want to make a decision to see whether these persons should be allotted a bonus or no bonus. And the rule says that if these persons would have worked above 40 hours, then they would have deserved a bonus. So I'm going to do the first one for you, and you're going to complete the other 4. So Mr. Bruce, first employee, he would have worked 24 hours. And they said that persons have to work above 40 hours in order for them to be allotted a bonus. So work with me. We're going to have equal if. We're going to open our bracket. We're going to highlight that cell, the cell containing the hour work. So that would be B3. So if it is above 40, so we're going to use greater than. If it is greater than 40, then the value that we would want to appear, value if true, it would be bonus. So they would deserve a bonus if they work above 40 hours. But if not, so comma, if not, we have the value if false, so it would be no bonus. Close quotation, close bracket, enter, and that's the answer. So no bonus. I could have just used the fill handle and complete the others, but I want you guys to attempt these 4 on your own. So if you have any question, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and please don't go without leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.